Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. What is going on? How are y'all doing? It's Tuesday, November 25th. No, November 26th. And the only thing that's really interesting is that today would be the 1 year anniversary of the YSL trial. Actually, tomorrow would be the 1 year anniversary of the YSL trial starting. But because of the twist of the fates, we're actually sitting here on verdict watch. How crazy is that? Who in the world had that on their bingo board? 2024 has been jam-packing all kinds of craziness in, and this one is not one that I had anticipated. But how are y'all doing? Tonight, I'm just taking questions. I'm just taking questions, answering questions to the best of my ability. I do have a couple of things I want to share, a little bit of update with the YSL trial. Going to check out some things with Thugger Daily. We will be jumping over to South Korea and check out the legal mindset, as they're talking about that situation with that IRL streamer that I did that video on and that interview on. But yeah, I just want to hear what y'all are thinking. How are you doing? I see Ashley in the building. Grace and peace to you, friend. Good to see you. And I, I, I am at a loss of words. I am at a loss of words. I did not anticipate that today we would be saying that. Let's just say the truth. The beginning of November, yeah, well, the plea palooza was the 31st. So on the 30th of October, I would never have thought that by the end of the month of November, this trial would almost be over. That's craziness. That is crazy. Who saw that coming? Please tell me how you saw that coming. And can you give me some lotto numbers or something? Because my goodness, in the morning, I didn't see it coming. Good to see Bitter Lily. She says, hey, DWC, from the Southwest, cold and winter storm coming. Well, we're here in Georgia and we haven't seen, it rained yesterday and a little bit this morning, but that's about it. Good to see you. Q is in the house. How are you, friend? Grace and peace. There you go, William. What's going on? Wilma, please forgive me. Hey, DWC. There she is. Mandy's in the house. What's happening? Evening, folks. I see you over there, Toker. Thank you so much. What is going on with you, Corey? How are you doing, friend? How are you, sir? Yeah, so, I was thinking about this trial, and I thought about a situation I had as a former classroom teacher. I had, most of y'all know, if you ever interact with me offline, if we ever schedule something, I'm always going to try my best to send you a calendar invite. Now, Google has since changed this, but whenever you used to send calendar invites, they used to automatically, in really big, you cannot ignore it font, they would put the Google Live Chat link. They would make a Google Live Chat link for something, for whatever it was. Now, where are we going with this? So parent-teacher conferences, I would always send out calendar invites to tell the parents that they can come. Once they agreed to come on this date, they would get a calendar invite to say they're going to come. And one parent, this is an older group, an older set of parents, a husband and a wife. They were just older because they had a 7-year-old, rising 8-year-old, and they were very far up in age. So I never understood the full dynamics, but needless to say, technology wasn't their jam. And I remember the unholy Hades they unleashed on Dear Woke Christian because I wanted to have a video conference with them and they wanted to have a face-to-face conference. And it's all because of Google used to make that little dumb Google Live Chat, even though down in the description, I would always give like details and say, hey, these are the information we're going to go over. Well, I'll see you at this time. Here's my classroom. If I'm busy, if the door's closed, please sit outside in the chairs outside the room, whatever, like that kind of stuff. Even though that stuff was there, so it's very clear that this was a face-to-face parent-teacher conference. I mean, they unleashed unholy Hades on your boy. And of course, went to the headmaster of the school, raising all kinds of cane and stuff like that. And the thing was, because the parents were so out of pocket and so livid, because how dare he want to have a Zoom call? a live chat when we want to talk about our son's performance. I'm like, that's what it says it right there. They just could not conceptualize that it was a Google mistake. And since then, Google has stopped doing it. So if you haven't paid attention, you probably won't see it now. They've stopped prioritizing Google Live Chat. So because I think a lot of people are having the same similar problem. Now, the reason I bring that up is because even though these parents were as wrong as two left shoes, I still had to deal with the fact that at the end of the day, we ended up having to have a full on parent, teacher, principal, headmaster conference that was really awkward, that was really weird, and didn't need to happen because these parents were misunderstood. They were wrong. And nothing that I did was actually wrong in the regard. But in order to appease them, my principal headmaster chose to move in a different direction, which I felt was not beneficial, didn't give any real understanding to the child's performance, because you have now two professionals in here that don't know the child. They're just giving, well, why did the child do this? Well, because he didn't put his name on it. Or why did the child get this grade? Well, because he actually spelled that wrong. Look at it. Those kind of things like that. So it added more complexity when it didn't actually need to be that way. So I think about that when I'm looking at this YSL trial, because there's so many new layers and complexities, and we heard them yesterday during the closing arguments. We will Those closing arguments were comical. I think what I'll do, because I've actually taken the closing arguments and I've chopped them up into Atkins, Max's, Doug's, and Simone Hilton's. And I think I might just upload them, and maybe we'll just have like small dialogue. We can talk about them tomorrow if you want to. Or if you want to talk about them tonight, that's fine too. But kind of like with these parents, when there's a level of misunderstanding and almost an entitlement to being right, you create new problems that didn't need to actually happen. You didn't have to have all these problems, and it didn't have to be a 2 hour parent, teacher, principal, headmaster conference. It could have just been the prescribed 15 to 30-minute parent teacher conference, going over a couple of work samples, explaining how your child is doing. Thank you so much. It's been great, and have a great day. But no, because you added more complexity to it, because of your misunderstanding and your perceived presumption that the way you see something is right. And we all have that bias. Like, I see something, man, that light is green. That light behind Dear Wold Christian is green. And you can be just as right as today is Tuesday, but in a few moments, that light might not be green. You'll look up and now the light is purple or red or yellow or whatever color. Why is it moving so fast? So my point is, you can be really, really right, and you could be really, really wrong and loud. So I thought that was interesting because as we've been looking at this trial, I think that's what we've been looking at. Something that could have been very simple. There was we talked about it. There have been some very, dare I say, basic crimes that I think they probably, if they did not try to make this thing this big, complex, overbearing ogre and just dealt with it as little tiny gremlins, they probably could have got every last one of those guys. Every last one of them probably could have gotten hit with a charge, whether it was gun charges or drugs or um, possession of a gun or even a deletion. But because they went so hard and they went so far, again, in their presumption that they were right, and we saw it. We saw this all throughout the 165 days or however many days we've been in trial. I think it's like 67. The 167 days we've been in trial, we all saw it. There's a lot of areas that they might have did that, but then they probably didn't do that. And my goodness, in the morning, the whole organization enterprise thing, yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. And now it is very possible that after all this is said and done, they might very well be off or get hit with a proverbial slap on the wrist when they could have gotten some real serious jail time. But because of it, because of the fact that Fonnie Willis, the Fulton County DA's office, wanted to go so hard, they wanted to be so right, that they've added so much more complexity to this. They brought in the fake experts. Not saying my principal headmaster were fake experts. Shout out to y'all. But y'all got my point. They brought in fake experts. They brought in all these other people, no reports. They brought in all these other shady things and such like that in order to bolster up their sad, pitiful, sorry case. And when the smoke clears, I think these guys might very well. I don't think it's going to be as bad as they wanted it to be. When Simone Hilton was dancing around up in there, like she had the phony ghost or something yesterday. I don't think it's going to be as bad as she wanted it to be. I don't think so. Now, at the end of the day, there's 12 men and women that are deliberating this. They're the ones that are going to make the decision. We're just here armchair quarterbacking. We're just matlocking it. We're just suits. You know, they're going to be a Suits LA. My wife just saw that on TV yesterday. She was so excited. I said, baby, I stopped watching that a long time ago. But, we're just armchair quarterbacking it. And when the smoke clears, it's going to be those men and women that are going to make the decision. So did they believe Max? Did they believe Doug? Did they believe Simone and Christian Atkins? Whom did they believe? Whom did they believe? And whom are they going to side with as it relates? And there's gonna probably be some baby splitting going on, I'm sure. Absolutely positive there's gonna be some baby splitting going on. But when the smoke clears, when it's all said and done, what will these men and women decide is really, I think that's what we're all sitting on pins and needles waiting to find out. I am looking forward. I hope they don't do it while I'm in the office tomorrow, but I think they're going to come back. I know it sounds crazy, and I know I'm doing a pretty horrible job with my predictions on this trial. Ever since like early November, October, my predictions have been trash. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing it, right? I think they're gonna try to come back with a verdict tomorrow and just be done. Because think about it. If they come back with a verdict tomorrow, to some degree, they're finished for Thanksgiving. They can go to Big Mama's house, they can go sit with family, and they can be done with this. They can be off their chest. They can start working on their book deals. They can fess up in the best live chat on the internet, all that stuff like that. Nobody wants to drag this out into next week. I don't think, at least. So I'm going to go on a limb. I know I'm really bad. I got a really bad batting average since October. So, the boys of summer failed. But I think they might try to come back with a verdict tomorrow. What do y'all think? They big done. They are done. And the fact I'm sorry. Now this I'm going to stand on. There are college classes being written. Oh, Richard, you wanna bring that over here? The Bible is false, as is the Quran and most religious books. Okay, hey, you know what? I would love to hear your knowledge on this. I'm being open tonight. As long as you don't use profanity, as long as you don't curse, and as long as you have your camera on, Richard, I'm dropping the link for you. Gotta have that camera on though, my guy. I want you to break that down to me, man. Help me set me straight. Set me straight with that profound knowledge. I'm gonna put it like that. I want that. I need that knowledge. Yeah, there's gonna be some baby splitting. There's gonna be some. I don't think these cats gonna walk out tomorrow. Even if they decide tomorrow, I don't think they're gonna walk out of court tomorrow or out of jail tomorrow. But I don't think it's gonna be as bad as it looks. I know I'm going crazy here. There is a college course that's going to be written about this trial. This trial has had so many. Richard is up in the building. Richard, you hold tight. We're going to get over there in a second. There have been so many errors and foibles and fumbles and just missteps that this has got to be, even if it's not even for, because lawyers have said they don't really study cases that have gone the opposite direction and have failed. They don't really discuss those as much. But even in literature, even in rhetoric or debate, there will be courses based upon this trial. I am sorry. Count that as a real deal. But in the meantime, what do we got here? We got Richard in the house. Richard is in the building. Richard, teller of stories and tall tales.
Hey,
On.
DWC, good to be up with you.
Hey, not a problem, man. So now you were saying here, as I saw here, the Bible is false. And I think you meant the Quran. And
I didn't mean the Quran.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and leave those other ones alone because I don't agree with those. But okay, now the Bible is false. Do you mind breaking it to me?
Well, I think the Old Testament was mostly false.
Okay. Give me an example, because I, on the contrary, don't believe that. So give me an example of a false narrative of the Old Testament.
So DWC, before I do that, do you believe that the Old Testament is right?
Yeah, I just told you I'm down with the Old Testament. So I would like to, if you don't mind, set me straight. Give me an example.
Well, I can give you an example from some of the applications that was taken from the pharaohs.
Well, let's do this. Tell me, in the Old Testament, you can say book, chapter, and verse. You don't have to have context if you don't know it specifically. But what about it is actually false? Just give me an example specifically from my text, because I'll turn around and maybe even grab my own scripture so I can make sure I understand it, maybe rip it out if you can prove to me that it's wrong.
So I can give you, Genesis.
Okay, there we go. First book of.
Okay, so let's start with Genesis.
Yeah.
So Genesis, I can give you from the Mayan text. I can give you the exact same story. I can give you the story. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so because another text after the fact has a story that's similar, that makes the main text false? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that actually?
Yeah, DWC, it does, because that was 2,000 years before the Bible was even conceived of or written.
Gotcha. Okay, so because of that makes it false.
Here's what it makes it. The Bible itself is not false. But everybody has to realize that the Bible was written by human beings.
Okay. I don't think anybody, I'm not 100% certain, but I don't think anybody's arguing that point.
Okay.
Your comment right here was that the Bible is false. So
it's false in the version that it's written now.
Help me understand that in the version that is written now.
So the version
you said Genesis. So how about we just stick with, because I would love to get to something, because there's some scholars in the chat. The Best Live chat has some scholars in it. I would love for it to explain, like, hey, for example, I'll give you an example. There's no way we've never been able to find Eden. So therefore, Eden didn't exist. The Bible's not true. There we go. I want something of that nature.
I don't believe that. I believe that most of the Bible is actually a parable of what life should be.
That's interesting. Okay.
Okay, but Christianity, we have to understand, was written by 13 popes at the council.
Oh, are we doing that? Are we doing the 13 pope argumentation? That's how the scriptures came into being?
Of course it is.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Richard, I thought you were talking about something important. I thought you were talking about something real. That is a heresy, false teaching that has been debunked more times than Judge Glanville's had comfort break.
No, listen.
No, but that's not even a reality, sir. You're literally.
It is a reality.
It's not a reality. That's fine.
The Council of Nicaea.
Oh no, not the council. No, don't diss the Council of Nicaea. I just learned how to spell Nicaea. Man, Richard, come on. Don't do that. I might have to actually pull my 17-year-old in here. Don't do that, Richard. Give me a real bona fide, ruin my faith conversation. Otherwise, Richard.
So the Council of Nicaea.
Council of Nicaea is not going to ruin my faith. Christ is still king. Lord, Richard, ruin my faith with some reality.
Let me tell you. Tell you.
What you going to tell me?
Yeshua walked this earth Yeshua walked this earth. So, but that doesn't mean that the Council of Nicaea didn't happen.
This brat, Richard, I love you, man. Grace and peace, my friend. I appreciate you stopping through. Richard, bring me some real book, chapter, verse in context. Ruin my faith, man. Have me turn in my deacon card, man. Have me go ahead and start going to Walmart on Sunday mornings. Don't come in here with some Council of Nicaea 13 popes.
You don't do that.
Don't do that, man. That's you're better than that. You look like you've been around this planet a couple times. And Richard, you're smarter than that. So this is what we're going to do. Richard, you are always welcome to email me, dearwokec@gmail.com, when you actually have some bona fide, some concrete, some stuff, my guy. Don't do that. Don't bring me no Council of Nicaea. The Council of Nicaea, I bet you had Constantine on your list too. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and say, thank you, Richard. I appreciate you, man. Grace and peace, man. Don't come to me with no sideways foolishness today. My coffee has been too good, and I have missed my best live chat. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Council of Nicaea. Good gracious alive. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We just I'm not playing that silly game. Now, you're welcome to come over here and tell me that, Jesus really wasn't who he was, or that God didn't do it in 7 days. Give me some concrete. Don't you come up in here with no doggone Da Vinci Code. Y'all, hold on. I might need to take a comfort break. Oh, my word. But I do want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $5 super. Demoya says, if the Bible is false, then humanity doesn't make any sense. Mutilation is one thing, but false? Not even close. Good, sir. Thank you so much for the $5 super. And I agree. I mean, we can have a conversation for sure, but don't bring me no Council of Nicaea. Come on, man. We're talking about was it Dan Brown and the Da Vinci Code? Leave me alone with the Da Vinci Code. Anyway. I'm just scanning through here. So back to YSL. Y'all, I did not expect this trial to go like it did. So I'm real quick. We got a quick summary just in case you have not caught up with and been caught up with what's happening with YSL. Let's just real quick catch up and make sure everybody's up to speed.
Right now, deliberations in the YSL RICO trial. Atlanta
News First anchor and attorney Joy Lim-Nakran is live at the Fulton County Courthouse, where the fate of these two remaining defendants finally in the hands of a jury.
Wow.
That's right, Sean and Blair. The jury is inside the courthouse right now deciding the fate of Shannon Stillwell and Diamante Kendrick. The jury got to the courthouse a little bit late today, a little after 11 a.m. And soon after, the judge gave them their instructions, and then they began deliberating. It comes after months of testimony in the longest running criminal trial in Georgia state history.
Your oath requires that you will decide this case based upon the evidence.
Words of guidance from Judge Paige Reese Whitaker to the jury as she read the instructions, so scrutinized and debated by attorneys just hours before.
The state's current belief is that the way it is worded is safe with the instructions the court will be given about possession, constructive, actual.
It comes after closing arguments lasted until 8 p.m. Monday night.
Good evening. I know y'all tired. And I get the harsh responsibility of closing you out.
Those final words from the prosecution come nearly a year after the first witness testified in this historically long case.
And I know this has been a long trial, and like every one of us has said, we thank you for your sacrifice.
The defense did enjoy a victory in court today, convincing the judge to drop 2 drug charges and a gun charge against Diamante Kendrick after a motion for a directed verdict. But both Kendrick, aka Yak Gotti, and Shannon Stillwell still face RICO, murder, and other charges, the defense claiming in closing arguments that their only crime is being part of YSL, a record label, not a gang.
And the use of lyrics and artistic expression against individuals is wrong, it's un-American, and it shows the desperation of the state that they have to reach to that level in order to try to make a case.
Now, this predominantly black jury consisting of 4 men and 8 women could deliberate late into tonight. If a verdict is still not reached, they'll come back to court tomorrow starting at 9 a.m. and continue deliberating. Reporting live from Fulton County Superior Court, Joy Lim-Nakrin, Atlanta News First.
Joy,
All right, so I think they're going to come back with a verdict tomorrow. Because if you think about it, it's also supposed to be a shortened day tomorrow. I think they're supposed to be done at 1. Don't quote me on that one, but I think they're supposed to be done at 1. So they get in there at 9 o'clock. You already know we already know there's at least 2 jurors who have had enough of this, and they've voiced it to Judge Whitaker. Now, those ones are the ones that were bold enough to say something. I'm going to go on a limb and say that there's probably some more, okay, that feel the same way. They just didn't voice it. They didn't write it down. They didn't stand before Judge Whitaker and say, look, I've had enough of this foolishness. So let's just say, for laughs and giggles, let's just say that there's 3 other jurors. So now we're at 5 who are already done had enough of this, okay? How many more are like, yo, if I just go along and get along, we can be finished with this. I could be on a plane to Big Mama's house by 9 o'clock. I'm sorry. I think wait. Oh, let them out at 3. Okay, that's even better. Now that almost guarantees that they can get done. 9 to 3. That's what? How many hours? 6 hours? They're gonna get done tomorrow. I'm gonna go on a limb. They ain't gonna want to hold this over. They want to go have their turkey and their greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes. They want to have all that stuff unburdened by YSL. There you go. Okay, I mean, look. Okay, I'm telling y'all, I've been trying to make predictions, and my prediction meter has been very, very flawed since about mid-October. I'm going out on a limb, Brooklyn. I'm going on a limb. I'm just gonna put myself out there. I could be right, I could be wrong. It's like my camera, my lens keeps adjusting. Now, I do think they should have stayed later tonight. Now I'm with you. What was it, like 5 o'clock? They did like banker hours. Like, no, I think they should have stayed. They stayed up, but they did stay almost 8:30 last night, watching Simone Hilton jump around like she was on fire. So maybe there's like, look, I just want to go home. I cannot see them wanting to drag this over into next week. I just can't see it. Now, either way, I don't think the verdict, even if they do wait till next week, which I think if they wait till next week, I think that's just there's not a lot in my mind, and I would love to hear what y'all think about it. There's not a lot in my mind that actually is working in the favor of the prosecution. Now, of course, if they deliberate till Valentine's Day, yeah, that's going to work in the favor of the prosecution. I don't think we're going to get there. Everything so far has seemed like it's been in the favor of the prosecution, in favor of the defense. Not saying it's all sunshine and rainbows and just easy peasy, but there's a lot that's been in their favor. So, like just yesterday, a 4-hour closing summary, and literally all you're doing is going over the same information that we've watched multiple times before. That had to sit wrong. That did not work in Simone Hilton's favor. I don't know who told her to do that. I don't know who told her to do that, but it didn't work in her favor. I don't think it was like, this is something that's favorable to your cause. So that's my thoughts. But what do you think about it? Thank you so much, Mo Mac, for the $5 super sticker. Thank you. Harry says they should have burned that midnight oil. I agree. I agree. They should have. I think they should have definitely stayed tonight. They should have stayed later, even if it was just like 6:30, 7 o'clock. They should have said, y'all, let's just get as much done as we can tonight. You know, let's choose a foreman. Let's do a preliminary vote. Where are y'all at? And then start wrangling through it. Like even this, all of that in interrogation videos, all those interrogation videos, all those audio tracks, all those jail calls. They can't listen to those in the jury room. They have to bring them back out to the court. Who's going to want to do that? Who's going to want to do that? And you know, as sure as my name is Jason, if they say, hey, Judge Whitaker, we want to hear interrogation track number 123 JW, you know, like I know, the state is going to play the wrong track. And they're going to mess it up and play something that they weren't supposed to play and show something they weren't supposed to show and just completely fumble the ball and create havoc and chaos. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me they wouldn't do that. Look at Simone Hilton, ADA Love, Christian Abati, and the such of that nature, and tell me these people would not do that. You know they will. And I don't think the jury is going to want to do that. Like, hey, what did he say when he was talking to Thorpe? What did he say about Thorpe? He was a gerbil brain? No. He said he was a mongoose brain. Oh, let's go back and listen to it. Who's going to want to do that? Nobody. It's a wrap. Unburdened by the thought process. Let them go. They're gonna throw out something. Maybe they're gonna hit them with like 10 charges. They're gonna get 10. They're gonna throw out the others and let whatever happens. Because Judge Whitaker did. I mean, she laid it out there pretty good that they are. Maybe we should have listened to that, Jason. It's not that long. Maybe we should pull that up real quick. I think it's very possible that they may very well come back with a acquittal, not guilty verdict. And let me one more reason why, and I really want to hear what y'all think about it. Tell me if I'm crazy. Y'all do know that like next week or the week after next, they start with the next series of YSL defendants. They start their new trials, or they're going to at least start. We might get some court dates and some hearing dates. And y'all know who the judge is, right? No, it's not Glanville. It's not Big Money G. It's Judge Whitaker. That would mean that she would be done with this case in about a week and a half. So I'm thinking she expects to be done, hand out punishments or handshakes and say, have a great life, whatever, fairly quickly. That's just my thoughts. What do y'all think? Yeah, I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to sit there and trust the things that they've seen. Those police officers were the worst of the worst. I don't believe that all police officers are crooked. I'm not that guy. I just don't believe that the police officer that we saw, from Viverito to Thorpe to Darth Gaither, fill in the blanks. Now there were some honorable men and women I think that probably do their jobs with the high level of fidelity, but some of those detectives, they were shady. Oh, they were shady. All right, let's see what we got. Y'all was not feeling them all wearing red yesterday, boy. And it was funny though that literally every woman attorney was wearing red yesterday. That was interesting. And then all of them today were wearing black. I just thought that was, I don't know, did y'all pick that up? Did y'all see that? But y'all were not having any of this lady in red thing yesterday. I'm so hooked on this case. I need rehab and YSL withdrawal. No, what we're gonna do, we're gonna be doing like every Wednesday, we'll just do like a live stream of a whole court day or something like that. We are not gonna go into withdrawal. You are not gonna go in the corner and start shaking, okay? Because next thing you know, you'll be looking around here buying a gray Infinity, and we don't need that happening. Okay, getting the windows tinted. We are here for you, Brooklyn. We are here for you. And we're going to do what we need to do to keep you. That's so silly. Buying a gray Infinity. We're going to do whatever we can do. Look, we are here. We're here for you. We'll wrap our arms around you and keep you safe. And we're all every time we see you, we'll just yell slat or something. This trial is so unreal. That's what my daughters say. My daughters, whenever something is just so ridiculous, they say, this is not real. This is not real. Kind of like that. I think they got it from that lady on the plane that was saying the guy that was sitting next to her was not real or whatever. Remember that meme? It was about a year and a half ago or so. Anyway, my daughters are forever saying something is not real. Oh, this is not real. Like, no, really, it's right in front of you. No, this is not real, Dad. It's right there. What are you talking about? So we are not going to let you fade off into YSL withdrawal and go into shock or something. We're here for you, Brooklyn. What do you say here? Your prediction should be simple. No RICO, no murder, no face, no case. Wow. See, but back to the story I gave in the beginning. I think they probably could have, like, for example, the whole gun ownership, illegal gun ownership. I think they could have hit those guys with that, whatever that crime was, whatever the time would be. They could have hit that and been done. Those guys could already probably been out of jail by now, right? But because they want to make this monster case, which I think they did it because they wanted to rob Jeffrey Williams. I'm just saying, I think because of that, that's why they had the problems, because they could have probably got a slam dunk with the whole felon with the gun ownership thing. I think they could have probably got a slam dunk with that and done, finished. You're out of here. But they didn't. They went for the big gusto, and now and that's where they are. So I like that. I mean, there's very little concrete evidence. It's a lot of conjecture. And listening to Simone Hilton yesterday talk about gunshot residue was crazy. That was like the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. And now, did they maybe try to clean the car? Sure, they might have. That's very possible. That's extremely possible that they try to clean the car of gunshot residue or any kind of whatnot like that. It's very possible. But why, if you wanted to create the RICO experience and create the RICO, most people in the chat, and pretty much all of us, were saying RICO has something to do with money. The fact that you did no subpoena of any bank records, none whatsoever. If you had done that, and then we could see, like, oh, Jason was giving money to Demoyo 360. Oh, there's money's going back and forth. There's the RICO. Well, then it would have tied a little bit of a bow around all these other shenanigans. But these are the brokest gang members the brokest enterprise we ever saw in our lives. Like, everybody's begging Jeffrey for an attorney. Jeffrey is paying for everything. Where is he getting funded back on this? Like, that was just dumb. So, and it just seemed like those are the constant missteps that we saw in this trial. Thank you again for the $5 super, my man. Thank you so much. Grace and peace. What were they thinking? And I look back at a couple other, they've had some other, I'm not saying they did it on purpose, but they've had a lot of other days where Simone and ADA Love and the young lady behind her, I want to say her last name is Johnson, but the other young lady, that they dressed alike. And I'm like, why are y'all doing this? My daughters do this in high school. Why are y'all doing this? Y'all are whole grown women. Now, is it possible that it was a mistake and that it just happened? I guess, but I don't know. I don't think I'm not going to go for that. Oh, they said they were going to stay till 7 today? Said they were going to stay till 7 if they didn't have a verdict. I don't know what changed. I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah, she lost total control of her feelings. And this and watching this trial again, I was watching Simone Hilton yesterday with the audio off. Because I was supposed to be in a meeting. I was paying attention. Sure, don't tell nobody. But watching it, you could tell that this is personal for her. This is not, she's just arguing a case for the sake of justice or getting some kind of justice for the Thomas family. This is something that's personal to Simone. And I think, in my opinion, that's what happened to Adrian Love. It became personal for her. And an example would be, I know y'all don't want to believe this, but Elementary classroom teachers are very, very petty. They're very petty. And a lot of the time, these men and women, particularly women, put a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of forethought into how their room is going to look and how your student, your child is going to learn in their classroom. So there's a level of pride, there's a level of feeling like I've set up this environment to help these 12, 15, 13, 17 kids, whatever, learn in this classroom. And so when you have kids that maybe have um, undiagnosed medical conditions or extreme behavior problems, and they destroy a classroom or they start flipping desks or tearing stuff up in the room, teachers, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And for myself, because I'm definitely on that. I'm on the, this is not, you don't want to do that. Because I would always set my room up. My classrooms always had a theme every year. So I would have this monstrous theme for the entire classroom the whole year. They were insane. So like I had a builder theme one year. I've had some crazy classroom themes. Okay. And so therefore there's a lot of pre-work that went in. Like I did um a forest theme one year. And so outside of my classroom was this gigantic tree that I made out of crepe paper. So needless to say, when kids walk by my door in my classroom, don't touch my tree. Don't touch my tree. But I had to learn, like, you know what? When the school year is over with, this is going to go in the trash, or I'm going to wrap it up and try to use it in a couple other years. But really, it doesn't really matter. I had to tamper myself down because the kids would always do that, especially when I had kindergartners were on the other end of the hallway. So they would always walk by my room. They would always mess with my stuff. And there were some times I was angry about it. Then I said, you know what? I got to let it go. I can't take it personal. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. And you know what? If it's a little kid that's messing with it, if it's a student that's messing with it, it was for them in the first place. So I had to like accept that. And my cortisol levels went down significantly. My own stress went down a great deal. Once I said, man, whatever. I don't care about that. It's whatever. Have fun with it. You know, don't tear it up though. Let me at least be able to keep up with it. But you can touch it, whatever. So where am I going with that? I don't think that Simone Hilton and Adrian Love were willing to let go. I think these things were very personal to them. And I don't know. I mean, I've seen some theories about relationships and all that kind of stuff like that. But I think it was personal. And they took personal affront to Max Shard saying that they lied, or Doug Weinstein ripping apart their theory and this, that, and the other. When Steele was there, when Adams was there, they didn't like those pushbacks from Harvey. They felt it was a personal attack. Now, I don't know what Fonnie Willis has done in that ADA office, twisting their arm behind their back to get them to try this case and prosecute this case. Maybe she promised them something. Maybe they feel like, hey, this is my rising star. Maybe I'll get that corner office, or maybe I'll get the special letters after my name, whatever. Or before my name, whatever. But it's personal for them. Go back and watch, and I'll play the video. I will drop it probably drop all of them tomorrow, just so we can all have and break them up a little bit. I did cut out a lot of the foolishness and the airtime, and there was a spot where the camera went out. I cut all that out so that the videos are a little bit more succinct. And I'll probably just drop them as a playlist tomorrow, so you can go back and watch them. But for me, like Christian Atkins, you can tell he's divorced from this thing. He's just doing his job. Now he's trying to be, an advocate for the cause, but you can tell pretty quickly he's doing his job. When you get to Simone Hilton, you're like, what is going on here? What is transpiring? What am I watching? What is wrong with you? And it just seemed like this was a personal vendetta. And I think we'll see it, especially if the jury comes back with a major upset of the prosecution. I think we'll see it, even whether it be crying on camera or something of that nature. But I think we'll see it in real time. But that's my thoughts, my theory. What do y'all think about it? Toke says, I agree. Yo, if 56 is the foreman, it's a wrap. They're gonna be done before breakfast tomorrow. 50, if you're not familiar, juror number 56 is, I think, the one that wrote the letter to Judge Whitaker and said, based upon what I saw yesterday, I can't be unbiased toward the state. And there was another one that had another problem as well. But I think this is 56. 56 should be, I'm telling you, if they're the foreman, they're going to be done before lunchtime tomorrow. All right, let's see. You can't listen to it. I will make sure the transcripts are available. And yes, that's why I said literally every female attorney wore red yesterday. I don't think she was in cahoots with, and I forgot her name because she works with Doug. Every female attorney was wearing red yesterday. I don't know what that was about. And that's really weird. And so jury nullification is a thing as well. I just don't. I don't know how it's going to all shake out. There's a couple of options. There's not just guilty, innocent, or not guilty. There's just, there's a couple other options as well. I was expecting people to clap when she got finished. When she rested, I was expecting people to be like clapping, or let me bring back in my little sound effects. Clapping, or hold on, where is it? I should have had it ready. I'm going to add it to my stream deck so I can be a little bit more precise next time. I don't even see it. Y'all. Okay. Well, they could have been like this. Then when she got done. That's exactly what should happen. Oh, here we go. This is what should happen. See, that's how I should have ended yesterday. All right, what we got? You can't listen to it. Y'all crack me up. Y'all are not feeling her. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine having to sit and let's say your family all knows that you're the jury and they all know what's been going on, but you're not supposed to talk about it. But then you can jump back in the best live chat on the internet. Come on, man. Look, I'm going with they're gonna come back tomorrow. Okay, now they said yesterday, or today, I'm sorry, said today, if they wanted to hear something, aka like an audio clip or something like that, they'd have to come back into the jury box and play it in court. That's why I said I don't think anybody's gonna want to do that. Now, if it's something that they need to read back a testimony, I do think that's the court reporter and reading the transcripts, but I could be wrong. So if I'm wrong, charge it to my heart, charge it to my head, and that's my heart. However that works. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Talk about, the alternates. Y'all say a word of prayer for the alternates. I would be so mad. But watch this. Watch this. I want you to think about this theory. Okay, so I am an alternate juror. Okay, so I don't have to be in deliberation. Okay, so I'm going back to work. I'm getting ready to go get my greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, get ready to cook for my family on Thanksgiving, right? I get a call tomorrow and say, hey, one of the jurors had a major medical event and they are no longer able to be there. We need you to come in, Jason, and be a juror. And I'll say, you know what? Let's get this over with. So I tell Lady Dear Woke Christian here, you finish up the turkey. Hey, kids, y'all finish up the green beans, tomatoes, the potatoes, all that stuff. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go deliberate with them. What's the problem? Well, they had already deliberated. They've already been in discussion for about 8 hours before the juror passed out and had to be taken away. And now the alternate has to come in. Are they going to redo the deliberations? How do I know what they talked about for 8 hours? How do I know this? That's craziness. If like I thought it was cruel and unusual actually to tell the alternates to go tell everybody goodbye. Like, wait, what are you telling? Why? Wait, why? That's only going to exacerbate me. Like, yo, I'm ready to go home too. But then to say, well, if something comes up, we're going to need to call you. So don't be more than an hour away. Girl, goodbye. Catch me. Look, I'm in North Dakota. Okay, you can catch me out here if you catch me if you can. I'm not going to do that. I'm not in North Dakota. I don't even know anybody in North Dakota. But y'all get my point. How if they're already deliberating, and then you get an alternate comes in 8 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours later, how does that work? That's crazy. Oh, there's going to be some Brady thrown out there. I'm telling you, if they have to bring in new evidence, or bring back evidence or repeat something or whatever, trust and believe there will be Brady shenanigans showing up. Marsha and Tommy and all the other little Brady babies are going to pop up because it's going to be some shenanigans up in there. Verdict read. Okay. I just didn't get it. Like it just seems so odd. And again, like literally every female attorney yesterday was wearing red. Now, all of the state today was wearing black, if I had it right, or a darker color. So this is weird. No, they ain't found Justin Cobb. The bad thing is I don't think they're even looking. Atkins gave the jury all those bullet points not to consider, but then tells them to use their common sense, which negated all these bullet points. Yeah. But you know what? Let me give them a shout out. At least they had a real bona fide PowerPoint slide deck, whatever they call it nowadays, and they weren't up there drawing pictures. So I got to take my hat off to at least they weren't drawing pictures, because y'all know that rascal had that man drawing those pictures that day. I think I'm still quivering and shaking about that thing. Like, what in the world is wrong with you people? That was so crazy. He had them drawn. Oh my gosh. Karen Reed starts in January. Yeah. We'll be checking out Karen Reed. Hey, if you're interested in international shenanigans, that Johnny Somali case in South Korea is going to be bananas, because he has a trial scheduled between now and Christmas. So his trial is coming quick. So that's going to be a lot. And we'll look at that. I think I actually had a clip for that as well. Yeah, Judge Whitaker has a case starting in basically 2 weeks. She's not planning on being here. She's planning on this thing being over with. Oh, it was very political. I'm sorry, YSL trial had nothing to do with justice. They were throwing nut in there as like literally sprinkling nuts on top of an ice cream sundae. That was it. The ice cream, the whipped cream, the banana, all that stuff was the RICO, Jeffrey's finances, causing chaos and havoc. Oh yeah, by the way, nut. That's it. That's all they were doing. And put a cherry on top with wearing little red dresses yesterday. That was it. I feel bad to say that I think literally all this was the biggest heist right there in front of us. I can't shake that. I can't shake that they literally robbed that man. They arrested that man so that they could rob him. I'm sorry. I can't think of it any other way. Now, y'all are welcome to prove me wrong and give me some hard facts and evidence that will sway my thought. In the meantime and in between time, they arrest that man so they can rob him. I don't think why didn't she recross on the GSR? Because it wasn't any GSR. She knows that. It was the GSR gunshot residue fell off in the Ziploc bag. That was the end all of it all. That was it. Just stop. Just stop, Simone. Just stop. Then, okay. I don't Costa Chameleon. I don't know about that one. If I don't know. If the state subpoenaed bank records and found nothing in the bank records to substantiate some kind of grand conspiracy that Costa Chameleon is sending Jason money so he can throw gerbils at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, doesn't that kind of go to prove that there wasn't a grand conspiracy? I'm sorry. I think that actually, in my opinion, the lack of thereof actually shows that there really wasn't. That's my little 2 cents, though. And yeah, and I think I heard that as well, that they never did subpoena it. It wasn't just that they subpoenaed, didn't find anything. It was that they never did. Now I might have to go back and listen, but I don't think they did. And therein is the rub, in my opinion. I think her job is on the line as well. I do think, hey, these are my theories. This is my channel. I got a couple theories here. After that Germany email, remember the Germany email, the guy that allegedly emailed Adrian Love and said she was terrible, and then Fonnie Willis wrote her this email about girl power and you're the best, and that's when the Uber driver from Nashville said, okay, remember that? Okay. Do y'all remember? From that day, Adrian Love has been MIA. She's only really been in front of a witness like twice since then, since the infamous Germany email. But if you go back to the Germany email, Fonnie Willis allegedly, when she sent the group, the mass reply all, she was talking about how great a job Adrian Love was doing it. She stands by her and she does not have to worry about her job. Remember that? And I asked, like, well, what is the context of that statement that you don't have to worry about your job? Like, why are you saying that? Was there something? Was it in jeopardy before? Why is it in jeopardy now? Or why are you saying that it's not in jeopardy? If you're saying that doesn't make sense. But then notice you never saw Adrian Love again. I'm just as my hypothesis is just me theorizing. Adrian Love probably is probably on the chopping block, and so is Simone Hilton. Even though I thought Simone Hilton was going to be the heir apparent to Fonnie Willis, but no, maybe not. Maybe they're about to put them both on the street. Maybe both of them are about to, hit the road, Jack. If this thing don't come back like we wanted to, you might have to hit the streets. Maybe that's why Adrian Love's body language was like it was yesterday. A lot of you all were calling out her body language and the things she was doing. Of course, you all were calling out Simone Hilton as well. Is it possible maybe that there's a little bit of twisting of the screws, a little bit of like, feet to the fire, so to speak. And maybe that's why she was dancing around like her feet were on fire, because they really were. And or maybe her job is in jeopardy. Maybe. Just a thought. Just my little 2 cents. All right. Lots of good commentary back and forth. I appreciate the family reunions in the chat. I always appreciate it. Lots of good conversation back and forth. Educator to educator. Are you feeling me, Shauna Ray? You feeling me? We don't. I mean, we can be a little petty sometimes. They would. I'm sorry. The world watched this case because of you, DWC. Whoa. Whoa. That one. Whoa, I wasn't ready for that one. Thank you so much, Ms. Renee. They know so much of it is on the line. This is more than Fulton County. Amen. I agree. And hey, shout out to we've had some fantastic people in the best live chat on the internet. Again, from the Philippines and South Africa, people from Europe, and of course South America, and of course the United States. So shout out to them all. Yeah. Yeah, that yelled at part. Oh my gosh. It just I okay, I'm gonna say this again. And please tell me if you feel like I might be going too far. If there are people of the legal mind, if there's any attorneys, paralegals, law students, whatever like that in the chat, I'm telling you right now, please, 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 please invest some time in being able to convey ideas in the form of a story in a compelling way. That might mean that I know people thought it was funny when I said it. That might mean that you take a stand-up comedy course and do some stand-up. That might mean that you do Toastmasters or Rotary Club, do a TED Talk, do the announcements at your church. But being able to convey a message in a clear and concise manner that captivates your audience is key. Because granted, now Judge Whitaker gave the prosecution what, 8 hours, 9,500 million hours to closing arguments. If you had a clear case, there was no need for you to take up all of that time. I would say that you didn't even need half of it if you were just going to tell a clear and concise story. I noticed a lot of people yesterday were talking about how the story, the narrative was just jumping around and you couldn't follow, you didn't. And again, there needed to be a clear and concise story. So I'm going to go and say again, her yelling at them yesterday was proof that she didn't have a clear and concise story. I would love to have seen the faces of those jurors. I wonder if some of them were starting to blink out, if some of them were starting to dip their heads down, and she was trying to get their attention to wake them up. I wonder if they were just starting to zone out, and she noticed that they weren't following along with her. So she started to raise her voice and so on and so forth. Like, go read in this public library of your local school. Wait, that sounds right. Read in the library of your local school. Go and do a read aloud and just practice reading to kids. If you can read to children and keep them compelled and keep them engaged, I'm telling you. Oh, you know, one day I'm going to do Mr. Whitaker reads Green Eggs and Ham. I'm telling y'all, I read Green Eggs and Ham so well. I can keep a college student compelled with that thing. They're like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? You're gonna pay attention to the whole, and don't get me on starting Cat in the Hat. Do not get me started. So I know I can do that, but being able to do that. So watching Simone, I don't think Doug did a phenomenal job, in my opinion. But I think Doug and Max's roles yesterday were different than what most people understood them to be. So I'll tell you about that in a second. But being able to tell a clear and concise story, you wouldn't need 4.5 hours, or however long. How long was Simone up there? 4 hours? And Christian was up there almost three. Y'all wouldn't need that much time if you had a clear, concise story. Now, let me talk about. I think Max's job yesterday was to completely and totally flambe all of the steak, fricasseed, country fried steak, deep fried, sun dry, whatever kind of cooking method you needed. I think Max was there to do that on yesterday. And Doug came right in there and garnished, wiped up, and gave a clear presentation. That's what I think. I don't think Doug, when I listen to him, I'm like, he's not really hitting it out the park like I thought he would. He's not going in like I thought he would. And I think it's because in tandem, Max, the reasonable doubt entered the chat yesterday. Okay. Doug was only there to pull out the chair, make sure reasonable doubt, had his fuzzy slippers, had his smoking jacket, a cigar, and a newspaper. That's all. Max was welcoming reasonable doubt into the chat, and Doug was making sure reasonable doubt was comfortable. That's how I understood it. And that's what my perception of what they were doing on yesterday. So, all right. That was just my little 2 cents. little mini rant there. Yeah. Now, don't forget, Simone Hilton is a professor at Emory University. That right there has got to make me that made me scratch all the hair off my head. Like, how is this a thing? I would definitely unequivocally want a refund, Ken. I would want a refund for sure. I think they should. I'm gonna tell you like this. If Christian Atkins is still in the Fulton County DA's office in a year, I will be very surprised. Because I think he by and far is the most. I know y'all don't like this, but I think he's probably the best attorney that we've seen on that side. And again, I know we call him mute man for several months because we didn't even know his name. We didn't even know he had a voice, right? I think he's probably the best one there. I'll say that. Hands down, he's better than Abati. I, Simone who? Love what? I think Christian Atkins is probably the best attorney in there. On the state side, no doubt about it. And if he left, I would not be surprised. I think the only thing that would surprise me is if he lasted longer than a year. But if he left tomorrow, if the verdict came up, if the verdict comes in tomorrow and he drops off his resignation letter and then goes on to go enjoy his Thanksgiving, I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if he stayed for sure. All right. The jury has seen all the other defendants leave and don't think there's no way that they haven't what heck yeah, there's no way. There is absolutely unequivocally no way in the world you want me to believe that the jury has not been in the best live chat on the planet. But for all we know, Ken Woods might be a juror. A juror number. I know I'm juror number 403. I'm juror number 403. So y'all know that. There you go. I'm fessing up. So yeah, there's no way. So that's another reason why I think they've already perceived, they already come to their conclusion. They just went back there and said, okay, y'all, who's going to be the foreman? Who's going to let them know? Let's go. They're going to roll out there tomorrow. And there's some things they're going to really discuss. And again, I'm not saying that these guys are going to skate away without any kind of repercussions at all. I'm just saying I don't think they're going to be in there as long as we think they are, and I don't think they're going to get the punishment that the state wanted. Right? There's just no way. That's just not even reasonable to believe. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be on my phone, sure. But that don't mean I'm not going to ask my wife, hey, babe, could you put your phone right here? Go to Atlanta News First and just hit play. Okay, here's my phone. You can take my phone. Okay. There's no way, man. Yeah. The jury could find them guilty on a few charges and not guilty on a few. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might split the baby. There might be some like you're gonna get some of these charges, or they might just throw them all out. There's some I think that they probably could get, like the gun charges and the drug charges, but they didn't need RICO to do that. So that's the thing. As I was saying in my opening, they didn't need RICO to do that. They could have just hit them with the gun charges or hit them with the RICO charges. I'm sorry, or the drug charges. And then again, because the shooting just didn't work. And they did not convince me beyond a reasonable doubt. When Max said they kept coming up with reasons why, and they said they rolled the window down. No, they shot it through the window. No, they opened the door up. That's when I was like, man, this case is cooked. The court reporter, she did. I hate to say I wasn't paying attention, Debbie. I know that's terrible. I have to go back and watch now. She was wearing red today. I wasn't even paying attention. I was listening. I'm trying to tell you, I'm politicking. I would have been politicking to be the foreman. I'm telling you right now, I'm like, look, I'm campaigning to be the foreman because we're gonna be up out of here. They're still under the jury rules. Tell me what you mean. Oh, wait, let's see here. Page said that the alternates were still on, right, and could only be within an hour away. I agree. I heard that part. But the part that I was concerned with is they deliberated today. So, however long, let's say they deliberated for 4 hours today. And let's say tomorrow, God forbid, something happens to one of the jurors and they're not able to move on any further. So then they call an alternate. What about the 4 hours that they deliberated? I always thought the alternates stayed until the end. I did not know that the alternates actually had to go. Or I'm sorry, got to leave. It actually does. It seems counterintuitive because they had to sit there and take notes. They had to sit there and pay attention. Was it 4 of them? They had to pay attention through the whole thing, and then they leave. Now I can see once it's over with. So let's say that all 12 plus the 4, so 16 are in the jury room and they deliberate and then they're done. The 12 come out and say, this is what we've decided. But the other 4, they're done. That would make sense because otherwise they've not been a part of the deliberation. It just seems like it's setting up for a problem. And Lord knows this case has had enough problems already, right? Things you never saw coming. Woody, never saw coming. Ex partes. So why would you do that? This is weird. It has been very ad hoc. Grace and peace. How are you?
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just heard you talk about you didn't know what would happen if an alternate had to come in.
Right. So, okay. So they've been deliberating for, 3 or 4, maybe 5 hours today. Is that right?
Right. So if an alternate had to come in, what would happen is that they have the option to listen to the recording of the deliberations if they want to, or they could.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's being recorded.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this part. Telling me.
Or they could get an update from the foreman.
If I'm the foreman, I'm giving them the crib notes. We are saying not guilty. There you go.
Exactly, because they already know what they were going to vote when they went in there.
Right.
When they went in there, they knew. They already knew what they were going to say when they went in there.
I agree. Okay. So, okay. I did not know that. Now I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you were a juror, did you not already know what you were going to say when you went in there?
I knew what I was going to say when I came back after Woody. So I'm sorry. How long was that? That was like day 100, right? So
Yeah, that was like 3 months ago.
Right. I've been here for 60 some days. I already knew what I was going to say.
Right.
I'm just trying to find the most theatrical way to say it because I already know what I'm going to say. Right. But okay, no, I didn't know this. So
I was on a case where a guy robbed a bank to get the insurance. So because he had a medical condition and he needed the jail to pay for his medical care.
So he needed to go to jail.
He needed to go to jail, so he robbed the bank for $1.
Girl, stop.
I'm serious. I'm 100% serious.
Now that is some wow.
He wanted to go to jail, and so he robbed the bank for $1. He was but he said, I have a gun, so that was what really put him under the jail. And he didn't though, but he told him he had a gun, and so it was kind of an open and shut case because he said he had a gun.
I don't think I knew that. That's kind of crazy, bro. You need a church, man. They need to help you out like that, man. You should not have to rob a bank to get medical care. That is
Yeah, he had very serious medical condition that he really needed. He needed surgery. He needed all kinds of stuff, and he got it in jail.
Wow. Okay.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I kind of felt bad for the guy, but then again, like the woman he robbed, he scared the life out of her.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine. Look, I'm sure being robbed is
And
not.
she was crying, and like I felt bad for her. So there's that. But so anyway, that's how I found out that they record this the jury stuff.
Those deliberation tapes
I'm
are going to be
tired from
wild.
YSL.
Right. We are all YSL'd out.
Please come back tomorrow, jury. Please.
Please, right. And we will all have a slice of pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie or whatever in honor of you if you come back tomorrow.
Because I am so worried about these guys. Like they have become like part of my life, and I'm praying for them, and I'm so concerned about them. I just want what's best for them in God's eyes, and I know that His will will be done. His will will be done. But you know, it's emotional.
No, I agree with you 100%.
It's really, really emotional because you have them as part of your life every day, and then their life is in the hands of strangers.
Well, I mean, for the last almost year, just one day shy of a year, I think these people have seen these men. And again, the narrative, I'm looking at you, and the narrative has to conflict with what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing from their attorneys. So therefore, I don't think they did a good job of telling a narrative that would make me believe something different than what I see. And so I see these guys right here. I don't see them looking criminal and thuggish. You show me some videos, and sure, the videos are maybe not the best. I'll give you that for sure. However, the narrative is not one that is compelling me to believe that these guys are just the worst of the worst. And I think they failed. But, to the question that Dana Babe said, is the jury going to free our boys? I think they're going to get some. They might not skate away with all of them, but I think they're going to skate away with a whole lot less than what the state wants.
Like realistically, I think they will be found guilty on a few things. I'm just trying to be open and honest with you guys. I think they will be found guilty on a few things because I feel like that's what the jury thinks they should do. Like they can't free them on everything.
Right, for sure.
They can't free them on everything. But like, do I think they'll be found guilty on RICO? No, I don't.
Yeah. But
the state has proven that. I don't think they've proven racketeering and conspiracy. I don't think they've proven that. But like on like gun charges and like drug charges, yeah, I think they'll be found guilty on some of that.
Oh, I agree. Now tomorrow we're going to try to have Seti Nash on to talk about that. Maybe we'll be talking about the verdict. Hopefully we'll be talking about the verdict tomorrow. But
awesome. Yeah, he's excited about coming on.
I love it. We're looking forward to having him. So yeah, we will definitely have that. And who knows, maybe we'll actually have a real verdict that we can talk about. That would be so crazy. I still can't believe that we are here.
I just wanted to tell you that little tidbit.
Well, thank you, love. I appreciate you.
Have a good night.
And now, Shanna, I agree with you 100%. Shanna said here that the education system ultimately failed these children, and she meant these young men. I agree with you. I agree, and there's lots of areas. Now, I don't like taking responsibility off of people. There's lots of people that can have responsibility, but these young men are responsible for what they're doing. Now, they might not have been given all the right opportunities. They might not have been given better examples, and those are true. But they did do, if they did these crimes, they did those crimes. It's not the teacher that did the crimes or the lack of a dad that did these crimes. They did these crimes.
They're wrong, and they got to take responsibility for what they did.
Somebody said the juror. I think some of the jurors, when she was, I would love to have seen it though. I wonder if she was flailing up and down like her hair was on fire because people were starting to fall asleep during her monologue, her closing statement, because it was long for no good reason, in my opinion, because she was reintroducing facts and data that had already been shown, and I'm like, for what reason?
When Hilton stepped up to the plate, because she was yelling at him.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
And then they went to the gas station, and then she was a straight up mess. She knows she was wrong for all that. We were laughing at them in chat. She
Yeah, it was crazy.
Straight up crazy. I'm like, aren't you supposed to like make them your friend and like make them like trust you? You're yelling at them and making them your enemy. What is wrong with you, Hilton? What is
I think, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's when you've lost the plot. You've missed. You've lost you've missed the assignment, as the kids like to say at this point. When you're yelling at people who are going to decide ultimately whether the success or fail of your case, and you're yelling at them, it is very clear to say that you've lost the plot. You've lost the grip on this. You've gone into making this personal. You've gone into making this extremely something different than it needed to be. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Why is this child texting me? Why are you texting me, Trina?
Wait, what?
Can I steal your phone and vote for Dancing with the Stars?
Guys, please vote for Danny on Dancing with the Stars.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. No one is involved and cares.
I'll bring it back in like
I'm sure you are going to bring it back.
so much, Jason? I have no clue who it is, but I care so much.
Oh, this is every Tuesday. That's my girl. Wait, wait. Ms. Renee said, DWC, your girl is a 3L in law school. You're a 3L in law school. I was shocked. I did mock trial. I think that's what you meant, undergrad. Never seen anything like that before. Never. It was very weird. I've watched a lot of law shows. I've never seen some of the stuff I saw yesterday. And imagine to think, thank you so much, Mandy. I appreciate you. Mandy has been a fantastic support of the team. Y'all, thank you so much. Oh, wait, we got to talk about this, Bruce. Hold on. I'm coming back to that. But yeah, I was very bothered. Like, wait, I think, in my opinion, I think Simone Hilton lost her framework of what am I here to do, and why am I here doing it. I think she lost all that. She lost the plot. All right, did your person win or whatever?
It wasn't letting me send it, and I was too lazy to figure it out.
Oh.
Either way, fingers crossed. I need Danny to win. I'm gonna be sad if he doesn't.
Okay, well, we want Danny to win. All right, Trina, please go away. Please go forth. I love you as well, baby. My children. Wait, so you don't think that you didn't like Doug or Max? I've heard people say they didn't like Doug, and I kind of understand, but you didn't like Max either. I thought Max was burning them down. What you mean, Bruce? Now we might have to fight about this one, man. I feel like Max was cooking, but let me know. Did I get food poisoning or something? What happened, man? No. I think I saw Brown yesterday. I thought. Wait, what's today? Today's Tuesday. No, it was last week. Juror number 409. Please let I'm telling you, ISMO for short. If juror number 56 is the foreman, we're good to go. We will have a verdict back tomorrow. Because juror number 56 probably makes some slamming potato salad and some mean smoked turkey, and they got to get home and get working on that. They do not want to play. So juror number 56 is like, look, we got to get done. He said, wait. Atkins is probably sending out his resumes as we speak. We've been joking that he's doing that while he's been sitting in court. And we've joked about that. Let me say it like this. I would be more surprised if he was there in a year than I would be that he gets scooped up and he goes somewhere else. Now that would be less surprising to me than if he's there for in a year. So we'll definitely be looking at that too. Yeah, y'all were not feeling Simone. Hilton screaming and speaking the way she was speaking was off-putting yesterday. No argument for me. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I would absolutely be like, yo, I am the foreman. Let's get this done. Even if we had to go line upon line, I'm still a foreman though. All right, let's see what we got here. Lots of good conversation. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it starts in 2 weeks. Woody was a legend. Woody was something else, that's for sure. If he wasn't a legend, he was something for sure. Can we discuss how the state tried to change an overt act at the point of the trial? LOL. Thank you so much for the $5 Super Mo Mac. And you know what? The state is hot garbage. Let's just tell the truth, shame the devil. They were hot garbage. They were changing definitions all the time. And so, yes, I agree that they try to change an overt act, but I mentioned that yesterday, that I understand that there's legal language. I'm not minimizing that. But when you don't, the conversation that they were having, especially when they were politicking about the closing arguments and charging statements and such like that, it proves that they don't really have a grasp of their audience. And their audience is really those jurors. It's not the court. The court is there as a referee. It's not the other attorneys. There's opposition. It is honestly, and it's definitely not us, is honestly those 12, 16 men and women that are in that booth. And to me, I feel like they weren't actually speaking to them. So I'm not surprised that they were trying to change definitions and such like that, because I don't think they had a good grasp of it themselves. Some unhoused people will do petty crimes to go to jail. No, you're 100% correct. I have heard of that. I just never thought about somebody robbing a bank so they can get medical attention. That is kind of wild. Not mad at them. I understand. It's sad that somebody would have to do that, but absolutely. Absolutely. Bruce says the length of this trial does a major disservice to justice. There you go. Oh, okay. What's Swizzle say here? It says Yak is going home and Shannon is going to have to sit a few more years, which is way better than 200 years. Okay. I said there's going to be some baby splitting. So, okay, I can dig that. I can dig it. Man, it's just wild. I'm still a little bit surprised that we're here. Y'all know I was talking about April, right? I was talking about late summer. Dude, we're going to be done before Thanksgiving and definitely done before Christmas. I did not see that coming. Not in a million years. Not the way they was going. No way. Y'all stop it. Hilton practiced her closing arguments in front of a mirror for hours. It shouldn't have been hours. That's the thing. It did not need to be hours. And maybe I'm just used to watching closing statements on like law on law television and stuff like that. It didn't need to be that long. It didn't have to be that long. It could have been concise and to the point. Oh, it's a whole thing. Like all my girls are in the living room watching it, and I don't know what she was trying to vote or something on my phone. Bless her heart. She was trying to vote on my phone. Bless her soul. Or I feel sorry for Woody. I think Woody doesn't have I see what Brooklyn said right there. I wish Woody had some different people around him, but I think he's trying to do stuff to keep him out of the streets and the YouTube social media clout is a serious, serious drug. So I'm not really surprised, Brooklyn. I hate it because I'm like, man, if you're not perfecting your craft, and matter of fact, I was going to talk about that today. If you're not perfecting your craft here on YouTube and trying to get better, aka better lighting, better video, better audio, better editing, all that kind of stuff like that, and you're not trying to get better and you just kind of staying at an even keel because you think that's where it is, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in so much trouble. So I'm hoping that whatever Woody is doing with his pursuits here on these social media streets, I hope that he's trying to get better as a content creator and recognizing Woody is the content. Woody is he is the draw. He's the talent. Okay. I mean, he's a funny guy. Whether you like him or not, you got to admit the guy's definitely, unequivocally, we all know him because of his shenanigans on the stand. That being the case, he's got to capitalize on that. He has to become aware that he's a draw. He has to become aware that he's a talent, and he has to keep perfecting that craft. If we see Woody in 2 years, he cannot be the same Woody that we saw 4 months ago or however long ago when we first met him. There has to be a level of growth. If he's not growing, he's going to be in trouble. So that I'm hoping that he makes good decisions, hopefully. Rev said, juror number 56 showed who he was when he said, I'm ready to go. He is not going to be passive. I agree. What does Captain Obvious say with the $5 super? Thank you so much. Hilton barked at the jury like the Dems barked at the voter. Oh, come on. For voting for KH. Evidence. Do as I say. Man. There was some overlap there. I like that. There was some good overlap. Great comment, sir. Thank you so much. I thought they were good closers. I did, Brooklyn. I mean, now Max and I'm not Max. Bruce and I, we're gonna stay brothers. We might arm wrestle. We might have to arm wrestle just to kind of get this out of our systems. But hey, he says that Max seemed condescending at times, not really professional. Just my humble opinion, but stayed flat out deceptive at every turn. Okay, I think one of the things that I notice about Max particularly, and Doug as well, definitely about Brian Steele, they argue as if they are that person. I don't think anybody would say that Max Shard did not represent his client, Shannon Stillwell, Shannon Jackson, SB. He was arguing like he was SB, like he was Shannon Stillwell. And I think there's sometimes when Doug Weinstein did the same thing. You almost saw him position himself as if he was Yak Gotti, as if he was Diamante Kendricks. And of course, we saw that with Brian Steele and others as well. I think that was interesting, just that positioning where they every time you saw Max step up to the podium, he said, "My name is Max Shard, and I represent Shannon Stillwell." I think it was a good. I thought that was good though. Unequivocally is Mo for short. No argument, no way can I disagree with that. She says, I feel like Max seemed a little defeated the last couple of days. I agree. I really think that he put up a heck of a fight, and he's an excellent lawyer and storyteller. I'm just going to stay right there with storyteller because to me, that's what made him a great lawyer, is he was able to compel these pictures, give you these word pictures to help you understand and see what he was trying to convey. I thought he did an outstanding job. And I would love to hear, if I had an opportunity to interview all of the lawyers, ask all of the lawyers in this whole case, maybe 2 or 3 questions. I would just ask them about their storytelling training, or how were you trained in conveying your message? What was your messaging? What was your training like? That would be my question for all of them, because I think it would be very interesting to hear. And I bet you, I'm going to go on a limb and say that some of the better lawyers probably they had some good storytelling training. Even as something as simple as, I'm a member of Toastmasters. I give a TED talk once a year at whatever the legal professional symposium conference or whatever. I give a lecture. I wouldn't be surprised. And the ones that maybe we perceive as not the best, I bet you they don't do that. So great comment, Mo. Thank you for that, Mo for short. Okay, let's see real quick. Who knows how much time Whitaker will give them if they come up with guilty on any charge? Because after she gave MT Mungtung, okay, I'm like, who's MT? I'm like, I thought his last name was Sledge. Mungtung, the 5 years. Shaking my head, I don't trust her. Okay, I know I said earlier that you're responsible for yourself and you did these crimes. In my opinion, Mungtung, 80% of the fact that Mungtung is in jail right now falls on his attorney. 80% of it. I'm still gonna he still got some responsibility, sure, but his attorney was so inept. His attorney, Mr. Wrong, aka Mr. Right, was so wrong for this case that it was unfortunate, because he really trusted that man. Mungtung trusted what's his name? Derek Wright. And in my opinion, Derek Wright let down Mungtung, hence why Mungtung is in jail. Now, I'm not saying he wouldn't be still in jail, but the fact that he had 5 years, he got hit with 5 years because he disagreed with Adrian Love, I'm sorry. His attorney should have went to war for that. So I think Judge Whitaker could have given him far worse. I think his attorney should have fought for far better. That's my 2 cents on that. But I do understand your point, though, Mo, for sure. All right, what we got here? What we got here? All right. Yeah, I've heard some things about Woody. Oh, Bruce, don't you ever worry about it, brother. We are definitely thick as thieves. I'm a Toastmaster. Mika says, I'm a Toastmaster, and you are absolutely correct. Yeah, just like join Toastmasters. Lady Dearwold Christian is in Toastmasters. My mom was in Toastmasters. They just join Toastmasters. I think, yeah, I don't think that, let's say like this. Simone Hilton, Adrian Love will not be adversely affected, negatively impacted by joining Toastmasters. That won't hurt them. Let's say it like that. Yeah, there was a lot there, Harriet, absolutely. But I think his attorney could have even expressed that, my client was extremely frustrated. These questions were not questions that he was aware of, that he was going to be responsible for, and he did get frustrated. He did, but remember, Mungtung came in there on his own strength and apologized to Judge Whitaker and Adrian Love on his own. He wasn't cajoled. Nobody made him do that. He apologized in 4K. And I thought that demonstrated far more that he was just extremely bothered. He's extreme. I mean, again, the man did not, he told y'all, he did not, he wasn't extremely well educated and all this kind of stuff like that. And these questions were bothersome. And so they thrown him off and such like that. He didn't actually say some of these things. So I was willing to give him the grace. That's my 2 cents. Toastmaster sounds like a name of an MLM scheme. No, it's just a speech giving organization that you practice giving speeches and learn how to give speeches. I mean, really, I really wanted to be more complex than that, but that's really it. I don't think it actually costs money, or maybe it's like some basic dues for like coffee and donuts or something. It's nothing expensive. It's definitely not like I'm getting rich because I bring somebody in under me. It's just teaching you how to tell stories and give speeches. And like you have a speech theme, like you have to give a personal narrative, you have to give a historical biography. I forgot, like I said, my mom did it for many years. She's pretty good. She's a pretty good speech giver. I like her. I would love to believe that Fulton County would be realigned. Rev to go, row. I would love to believe that. My faith is just not there. I would hope, again, I was hoping and praying that the Georgia Attorney General would say something about this case and step in, and like, we need adult supervision on aisle 4. We still haven't seen that. So I'm not going to believe that as bad as Fulton County has been shown up, I think a lot of people feel like they can hold their breath. They can just wait it out. We'll just hold our breath and just wait. Let the storm pass over, and everybody will be back to arresting and robbing people. So I hate it, but yeah, I don't actually believe that much is going to change. I'd love to be wrong, though. Please make me wrong. Yeah, he should have proofread those agreements. He should have went over them with his attorney. His attorney didn't go over them, and to tell you, hey, just sign this and then you can speak. What do you say? Tell your truth when you're on the stand. Like, what are you talking about? Where did that come from? Because I don't think, well, clearly it didn't happen. So I don't think that was you sold him a bill of goods, Mr. Wrong. That was a bill of goods, my friend. So, yeah, that was wild. I do want to encourage you, if you have not, to make sure you like this video. Hook a brother up. Let me know. Tomorrow we have we'll still be doing verdict watch. We'll still be looking for the verdict. Hopefully we'll have a verdict, and we'll have Seti Nash is going to be on tomorrow at 7 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be getting back in this, and hopefully we'll have something good to talk about. And if not, I'll just give you an update on the brisket that I'm going to be smoking starting tomorrow afternoon. So one way or another, we'll have something fun to talk about, right? But I want to say thank y'all. I really appreciate not only you all tapping in with us, not only your support, but your encouragement. By watching the videos, you guys really do help out a lot. And when you click that button, when you flood the chat with conversations and shouting out all that stuff like that, it really does help out a whole lot. And it does encourage me to let me know that what I'm doing and the path in which this channel is going is one that you all find beneficial. Because at the end of the day, if you don't find value in it, if you don't find it something that you're enjoying, I'm probably going to end up ruining it if it's not something that you all are finding useful in your own time. So again, looking at these cases and talking to these people, those kind of things like that, you all are letting me know, like, Jason, this is useful, this is helpful, and it's such like that. Like this weekend, everybody went through and rewatched a lot of the opening statements. That was fantastic, because it showed me that, hey, this was something useful. And now we got the closing statements. I'll be dropping the closing statements tonight or tomorrow. So when you guys do that, when you all tap in, join the best live chat on the internet, converse and all that kind of jazz, watch the videos, comment, get in the community post, join the Discord, all those kind of things like that, it means a lot. So I just want to say again, thank you so very much. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to Mandy, to everybody who's holding it down and really making this channel a great community. Lots of you all have commented that you enjoy the community, which is ultimately what I'm most proud of, that you all are enjoying interacting and going back and forth and having good conversation, seeing each other in the chat, so on and so forth. It means a lot. So I really appreciate y'all. I'll say again, tomorrow we got that. Thursday, we're gonna probably just be thankful. Everybody go get your greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes, enjoy family time, all that kind of shenanigans like that. We'll probably jump back into this thing and cause chaos on Friday. I got some good chaos causing ideas on Friday. And then we'll go into the weekend and hopefully we'll be done. I'm hoping that tomorrow we'll have a verdict, but if not, we'll just start the verdict watch again on Monday. So I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much to each of y'all. I'm gonna go see if my daughter's person on Dance with the Stars won, and because y'all know I really care about that, right? I really appreciate it. Oh, for the Dance with the Stars, like I'm trying to see what if she even voted. I think she said she couldn't figure out how to get it. I guess she's plugging it in. I see where she's trying to plug it in. I'll see real quick. I'll go in there and she can come here and you do it here. To tell her come here and vote. But everybody, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. If you don't mind, let me know down in the comments. You watched this far. Let me know down in the comments, when will we get a verdict? So let me know what you think in the comments of this video. Tell me, like, when do you think the verdict is going to drop? You think I'm crazy and it's going to happen tomorrow? Think it's going to happen next week, Monday, whatever? Let me know what you think. And I will see you all real soon. Everybody, thank you so much. Until next time, grace and peace. Take care. Hey, the button didn't work. Let's try again.
Yo, hit that like for a deal with Christian. Yo, for a deal with Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for a deal with Christian. For a deal with Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for a deal with Christian.